Good afternoon. Thank you very much for inviting us. I will start with a couple of sentences and then immediately switch to my great colleagues and panelists. So let me introduce. On my left-hand side, we have Ewelina Usarek-Nowak, Director, Head of Digital and Data Solutions at Jacobs. Woohoo, Poland. Woohoo. We have also Jakub Jasiczak, Chairman at the Polish Association at University Knowledge Transfer Companies. So I hope that already gives you a little bit feeling what we're going to talk and in which direction we're heading to. And then on my right-hand side, we have Bartłomiej Węglarz, Chief Consultant, Smart City Data Science Lead of City of Kraków. Thank you for joining me. And the title of our presentation or our discussion, I hope interaction with you, dear audience, is the Smart City for Smart People. I was thinking that potentially we can also convert the title, Smart People for Smart City. So definitely it's like, by both direction interaction, what we can do to be smarter in the city and how to make people smarter. And when we're talking about Smart City, potentially you may connect those things with infrastructure, with technology implementation in the city, how to use the data, how to make a city life and quality of life in the city better. So that's one of the elements. The other one is, okay, but how potentially to innovate within the city, how potentially to collaborate within the city. And then, of course, we have Bartek, we have already number of data, we have number of potential solutions and challenges we can solve together. And my two theses I want to put here at the beginning of our discussion. First of all, in this panel, we have like 50-50. 50 people are very much attached with Kraków as a city, with emotion. 50%, we are a little bit from zoom out level, looking at the Kraków from outside the bubble. And we have a little bit different view, different emotion. So I hope that can convert also this situation into some good discussion. So first of all, we had a number of panels already happened, like talking about where Kraków is in terms of GBS, Tier 2, Tier 1, on the stage, world stage, a couple of hours or 2 hours ago, we had the discussion where we position, where we going to as a centers in Kraków. Then, a couple of minutes ago, we had a discussion what Kraków can offer as a collaboration between universities and companies. And in this panel, we discussed, before we want to say, hey, Kraków is the perfect place to make a global impact. Stop talking about Kraków as a city. Start talking about Kraków as the city who drives actually technology, people, and economy change from that city. That's my theory number one. We can make it. However, the question I'm putting is, are you ready, guys? Are we ready in Kraków to take this role? And I hope a couple of perspectives you're gonna receive. So first perspective, I would like to maybe, if you don't mind, I will ask Ewelina to give positive, very positive perspective. If you look at the Jacobs, I believe that you're going to introduce what you do and how you do, but let me say, this is the positive thing. It's been already a number of years when Kraków been growing in terms of technology hub, shared service hubs, and then we have a continuation of this path. So this is, Ewelina, your take. So just give us a couple of positive things about where your company, you, and the city is heading to.
Sure. Thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much, Przemek, for the invitation, and hello, everyone. Yes, exactly as Przemek mentioned, my name is Ewelina. I'm running the Digital and Data Hub in Jacobs, Poland. So this is a new established concept that we introduced to Kraków into Poland this year. However, as a Jacobs generally, this is a huge civil engineering company, very well known globally, with a long tradition also as well here in Poland. In Poland, we have two till this year, we had two separate business units, one purely GBS centers and one focused more on this civil engineering part, where we are driving a different initiatives from infrastructure, construction, building bridges, building city, everything that you can possibly imagine worldwide. And globally also we've been focusing on implementing digital solutions, digital technologies to all what Jacobs is introducing globally in all the initiatives. And this journey, of course, happened long time ago already. But this year, Jacobs decided that a next facility that we will leverage to implement digital technologies and how we can use them for a sustainable future for the cities, for communities, for societies. Jacobs decided that Kraków will be the next place. We have a very long engineering tradition here, and this is a great place that we can leverage what we already know about the civil engineering, about like manufacturing and all the knowledge that we can benefit from, and implement also additional technologies and digital software solutions to it. So we started this year, focusing not only locally but globally, not only for Jacobs internally, but actually for all the customers worldwide. As I mentioned, starting from infrastructure, building cities, focusing on national security, water, transportation, all the different part of globe where we would like to, of course, help to solve most challenging problems worldwide.
So Evelina, why Jacob is building the digital and data hub in Kraków? What is the main reason?
So the main reason is, first of all, we have the biggest already, the biggest location as Jacobs has is here in Kraków, in Poland. We have over 2.5K employees here in Kraków. And we would like to leverage the knowledge that we have using the technologies and implement it in every project or the projects that we can do. We would like to leverage also from the great schools that we have here, great engineers, super great culture that we can use and build something much more bigger than only Kraków.
Okay. So question to you, dear colleagues. Who believes that Kraków is already playing the role of the leader of technology hub in Poland and innovation? Is anybody who is rising firmly all right? So for those who cannot see and maybe watch us online, only a couple of people out of a number of. So this is something that I would love you guys to live after the session, yeah? Why so little people raise their hand that yes, we feel we're driving the technology change within the Poland, not only in Kraków, but as a city that drives everything. And one of my proof to my thesis, the first statement, is like, you're talking about smart city solutions, leveraging newest technology. And on my right-hand side, I have my friend from the city hall, and they haven't talked to each other. How you can leverage the solution you develop in Kraków and how you can leverage potential cost savings and the implementation and having exploring this and giving to the city people. So that's one of the elements I would like you guys to a little bit digest after our session. So but this is positive thing what you do, yeah? It's like, we continue grow, we wanna build new competencies totally outside comfort zone, outside the bubble.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so this is one point to the discussion. Then I have a Jakub. Do you believe shared services, technology centers in Kraków, but maybe in Poland, because we're going to talk a little bit about Poland, how they really develop themselves, either growing or maybe just staying at the same level like 10, 15 years ago and being only in the bubble, we are great. So what is your view on it?
They live in the bubble, and we are trying to do a tech transfer, because I represent tech transfer of practically all universities and research institutes, and we really try to change that. And our first discussion like 10 years ago with departments of foreign investments of cities and the PAIH, we talked to them, guys, talk about direct investments, not only as shared service, but with R&D component. So they will be open to collaborate with our scientists and students. And they didn't do so. It was like, why are you criticizing our strategy? We have gold medals just by the way we are bringing shared services. And the problem is, whenever there is a shared service or GBS, doesn't matter, they will hire people, and that's perfect, but then they live in a bubble. And it's really hard for us to convince them that we should create new products, new technologies, that they should be open for, you know, we have 110,000 scientists, we have 1.2 million students. Let's do something more. And I love to talk with like directors, CEOs on every conference and say, do you want more from Polish science? Because if you do want more from Polish science, we know how to do it effectively. Because every time the CEO is saying about cooperation with science, he says, we hire students and graduates, we have some industrial PhDs, and 5 years ago we bought a technology TRL 5.6, and that's it. And I say, okay, this is like 10% of what we can give you as a science, but not each university separately, but united. So we must unite our forces for this impact. And now we have this case study from different cities in Poland when the shared service is saying, we feel in danger that they will move us to India, for example. Can you help us? And the first step we do is, whenever there is a meeting of the owner from, for example, UK, US, doesn't matter, in Poland, they invite us and we show what is the potential of the Polish ecosystem in terms of creating value, innovations, and so on. And we do the workshop there. And after this, the CEO, the director of the shared service in Poland says, okay, can we go deeper? Can we move this? Because it was a good impression on our owners. Can we prepare some agenda for research innovations that we can go back to our HQ and say, we know how to collaborate with our through tech transfer with universities and research institutes. We have our own ideas what to innovate. And I understand that you guys will say, okay, but we have our own procedures, HR, finance, doesn't matter. For example, with one big shared service now, from UK and Poland, we create AI innovations in HR and finance. And they really needed us to start this process, to think, okay, what is the research innovation agenda for us, and how you guys from Poland can help us. But the very important thing for cities and for universities is that we should join forces. Because I guess you already know, in Europe we have small countries and countries that don't know they are small. And if we're going to talk with GBS only from the position of one university hiring 500 scientists, and then you can use 50 of them to R&D projects for business, it's too small, too little. You must join forces. That's why we talk with, for example, tech transfer in Czech, in Slovakia, in Baltic countries, and say, guys, let's unite and let's offer to shared services and tech companies, let's offer together the value. So they can create in Poland innovations, not only waiting for HQ to ask them to do something, but have our own ideas. The same goes to the factories. We had this discussion that there are big companies, branches of big companies in Poland, and because of COVID, because of war, they made some Excel decisions that R&D is not in Poland anymore. And the problem is they are not listening if we have ideas, even if we have prototypes tested and good and with perspectives, they are not interested in Polish R&D because R&D is in their home country. And even they don't ask their own employees in Poland to innovate because they should just operate or produce, doesn't matter. So we should join forces and be more open. The same goes to cities. We try to inspire cities like Kraków, Wrocław, Łódź, Poznań to talk about their challenges in a way that this is like a perspective and option for all scientists in Poland to innovate for the city. So we can combine challenges, Kraków, Poznań, Łódź, and make one list of challenges for whole Polish science. Let's do it together, not one by one, because I know this professor from one university. Let's stay in this,
So a very nice hiring. So just as an action, you can look at the website. But Jakub, one more, maybe if you can explain potentially to people who would like to join forces. What is the hashtag EU Innovator Together? So can you explain a little bit more what is this initiative and why potentially we try to invite you guys to the discussion if you like it and make a next step with us?
Sure. You obviously know Marco Draghi plan and diagnose that he said, well, we do not innovate and we are losing this competition with India, China, US, doesn't matter. And from our experience as tech transfer, whenever we go with Polish solutions, innovations, prototypes to, for example, Sweden, Norway, Germany, it doesn't matter. The companies we are talking to, they're always very friendly, but they have literally zero procedures what to do with scientists from Poland that came and want to cooperate. Because what the hell is happening? We have our own R&D, we have our own scientists. We don't know what to do with you guys. So, but from the other perspective, we have Polish branches like Orange, like Veolia, like Ericsson. They do innovate, and they do want more from Polish branch. So we developed this EU Innovate Together initiative during Polish presidency next year. There will be 2 ministries of higher education and development. There will be Borys Budka in the table with us. He is the chair of the ITRE committee in the European Parliament. But the most important thing, there will be 10 CEOs for development from HQs from European companies. Like I told you, we already have confirmation from Orange, Veolia, and companies like this. And Polish branch CEOs together, and for this next 6 months, we're going to prepare research and innovation agendas for those companies, separately to every company. What kind of innovations do you like to develop in Poland, in Central Eastern Europe, because it's more about Poland, Czech, Slovakia, and Baltic countries. So what innovations do we like to develop? What are the heat maps of competencies in Poland? Where are those scientists and students clever enough to discover those things and deliver it? And what processes we can tailor to the procedures of the company, because it works differently in GSK, in Orange, in Veolia, and Volkswagen. You need to operate differently to not only achieve this prototype, but to move it through the HQ and scale it up. And this May 13 next year event, it will be just for 10 CEOs to say, we want more from Central Eastern Europe science. We signed a letter agreement that we are devoted to do so. And there will be, I hope, we have those conversations now, Embassy of Denmark, because Denmark is next in the line of presidency. So they will be in this room together with us, and they will say this is not only important for Central Europe to combine forces in Europe, but for us from this western part of Europe, this is important as well. So let's, in a smart, clever way, join forces, and let's innovate in this part of Europe, because just selling products to Poland or Czech, it's too little. We won't compete with India that way.
I can just tell one of statistics I checked before our panel. If you look at the number of PhD in AI discipline, if you look at the Germany, of course, but Italy, if you look at the Czech Republic, we are so small, guys. So if talking about being innovative in front of new technologies, a couple of minutes ago, Sławek was talking about quantum computing, etc. So it's not only about talk, it's about joining forces together, saying, hey, dear CTOs, CEOs of bigger companies, we have a great community, we want to make it together. So that's one of the action, again, after the panel. So let me then, Jakub, switch a little bit, because you already mentioned a couple of times the city. Positive thing, like together with my friends from Kraków, the city hall, together with other cities like Łódź and Warsaw, we already started the developing agenda. Okay, what we can do together? If you look at the city from a little bit zoom out perspective, we have the same problems: traffic, security, maybe a little bit. So very common environment. We were discussing environment a couple of minutes ago at the previous. So we already trying to say, hey, let's talk together. What we can invest together and maybe use tools already existing on that side to implement on that. So I invited Bartek to a little bit convince you that if you wish to contribute to the local community and potentially make some science and make some money, so I believe Kraków has already good answer how to make it together. Yeah, and Bartek, I hope you can explain a little bit to us.
Yeah, thank you, Przemek. Okay, so just to refer to your question, why haven't we talked? I think it's called statistics, but I'm not sure. Yeah, but to the point, I would like to take you back in a history to April 2023. My dear friend Jarek Bułka, who's a mayor's proxy for digital transformation, together with Magdalena Dziewguć, the country manager of Google Cloud, during the opening of the Google office in Kraków, they asked the question, hey, what are we doing? Like, we're meeting here, there's like a lot of CEOs in a room, let's do something good for the city. And that was the start of so-called the Tech for KRK, Tech for Kraków working group. And this is basically a big working group of already 40 members from 20 plus companies, Google, Motorola, InPost, Alior, Orange, GFT, just to name a few. And like every quarter, we meet together, we talk about challenges. We have CEOs, CTOs, we have enterprise architects, we have all sorts of competencies in the room from these companies. And so we just put this challenge on the table and we brainstorm. Every meeting takes about 2 hours. We have 30-minute slots in the agenda and we brainstorm about the specific topic. So we generating value. Przemek is behind the value usually, but now value is behind Przemek. But it doesn't matter. Thank you. So our goal is just to drive innovation and to talk with businesses, because all this knowledge that we need, that we usually pay big money for, it's all there. It's in Jacobs, it's in GFT, Google, any company that you represent as well.
ABB.
ABB, of course, ABB. we have, yeah, this is our one of the first members, yeah, like how we look at this perspective, because I'm coming from the corporate environment. So when I joined municipality in 2021, I was so much product based and customer centric, and when I was here. The first time it was I had the feeling that customer centricity, the customer experience doesn't exist. So what my team, my smart city and data team is responsible for, just to change the mindset of the directors of the departments, city units, transportation units, facilities, roads, etc. Just to look at the city as a service to the citizens that creates well-designed products that really fits the needs. And how can we achieve it? Not by sitting behind the walls thinking about a new crazy idea, a super app for citizens that will serve no one but personal ego. That's true, but I think that's the case in every company. You know, every project manager, every product owner is very happy about the product. And as we are so much waterfall based, then usually the idea is becoming obsolete after a few years of planning, a few years of development, a few years of testing. No, I'm joking. It doesn't take that long. But usually, like 3 years, after 3 years, the technology is already old. And what we're thinking, like, just to get these low-hanging fruits, we have the idea. We brainstorm with the people, sit at the table, have some good coffee, good company, and then we create some ideas. Hey, let's do this. I would say Przemek, he knows some friend from Warsaw who already implemented some AI-based monitoring in Browar. And then we have Paweł from Google, who knows the company that already implemented that. We set up follow-up meetings. We think about this, and once we get to the public tender, we already know what product we want, what quality we want to deliver, and who are the main stakeholders, and how we can implement it to actually have a good quality product. So, what's behind? Yes, data, because my team is responsible for data. We have a lot of data. Data is key, and not only the knowledge transfer, but first of all, data transfer. We also have newly open a newly opened open data portal that you can check. If you Google Otwarte Dane Kraków or Open Data Kraków, you'll find all sorts of data sets that you can download to CSV through API. We also have some Power BI visualization. If you have any ideas, like what sorts of data you would need as a business, just feel free to contact me via LinkedIn, and we can talk about it. And in the end, it's all for the citizens. But yes, to create good quality products. And I'll just leave you with two of our products that we developed this year. Everyone knows Zakrzówek, maybe not, but it's a very popular water basin in the old quarry. And we had this problem because each of these platforms has the maximum capacity of 1,000 people, and we had this problem that we don't know how many people are already in the facility. And I think it was Przemek or Paweł that recommended this solution from Warsaw that was built on Google Cloud. So basically, we created this very simple solution through our cameras. We had a virtual line, and we count people in, count people out, and we know exactly how many people are on the in the facility. And I think in the last month we already gathered some data. We made the prototypes. Unfortunately, we were out of
Money?
No, not money. data transfer, because we actually that was the silo problem, because there was greenery zarząd zieleni miejskiej. But we have the data now. We have I think we have a LAN connection, and we extend this project through the next year. So I'm hoping we will put this data on our open data. And another one was data science consulting. We had some problems with the APIs for Power BI. We had some problem with ML, and we just got consultants from big companies that has this knowledge and just helped us to solve simple problems, just to keep the flow of the work. So thank you. And we continue.
Yeah. Cool. You wanted to comment, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can scan the QR code. It's,
Can I have a question to you?
Of course.
I mean,
That's why we're here.
how do you like to scale this up? Because this model of I know a friend who knows a friend, and okay, let's go and let's reach some new companies. But for me, this is a perfect opportunity to give to the science in Poland the whole list of challenges with the good process. And we have a good case study for this, because with Technical University in Gdańsk, for 5 years, we've been doing a pioneer project. And it was about searching for challenges in cities, big and small, that there was somebody in the local administration thinking, we have a problem, I need to order the solution, but I have no idea what can it be, and then they were asking for it, buying it, and it won't work, and it didn't work. So what we did, we've been trying to collect the list of problems. There were scientists all over Poland coming to us and saying, we know how to solve the problem. We have a team, we have a company, and we gave them like 100,000 euro for 9 months period to create MVP. And the city, for example, all police or fire brigade, there were different problems. They were obligated only to test the solution, this MVP. And it stayed in this startup team with the business owner of the process. And it was pretty effective, because you didn't need to guess what can be a solution and what to write in the offer of buying those not existing solutions, but you were able to understand what will work because of this experiment. So we created one MVP for one city, but the rest was learning out of it. So my question is, how can you transfer this good, effective process and the list of challenges into an attractive offer to Polish scientists and students, grow, be better scientists, be better experts because of challenges taken in Kraków? Do you have this ambition to make it known in Central Eastern Europe?
Yeah, we have this ambition, although we don't have a plan, but I see you have a plan. So let's talk.
And solutions.
Let's
We
talk.
have solutions.
Yeah, yeah,
Przemek
We don't
likes
have the
it.
people.
Yeah,
We're
I like
talking.
it. Yeah, yeah. No, talking,
no,
but also implementing. I believe that's the perfect case.
Yeah, but seriously, we want to be more visible. Like this event, we have a few stakeholders who might be interested. And I'll go to another conference. I go to Barcelona Expo in 2 weeks. Then we also have meetings with the local organizations. So that's how we do it organically, because we just don't want to promote another big product and then be overwhelmed by the number of people that join. So we just rather do it organically. And if you have any idea in terms of science, because we haven't thought about that, we mostly focus on the business in this group. Let's just sit and talk about it.
So let me summarize one sentence, and then maybe if you have a question, I would like to invite you to the discussion. I don't want to just talk, wise people with long beard talking about. I believe that the future, talking about the future forum and beyond the bubble. So from that perspective, the future is like collaboration and leverage as much as possible Polish science. We have a tool, we have already a nice developed process and system how to have access to 1,200 institutes, universities. That's the one of the thing. The other one is like, don't hesitate to collaborate with the local community, like City Hall. They have a great challenges. This Zakrzywe case is a super great example. Like, number of people gathered together. Look at the vice mayor of the city came, and that was amazing. He came, and the person told us priorities: security, education, and third one I forgot. But that was like, this is the direction. This is what we are heading to as a Kraków, and we want to be the leading city in this area. And then we have like solutions already in place.
We do have.
And then I'm asking question even to myself. As ABB, we are a little bit overlap with Jacob, so I fully appreciate your products. But when we talked together before the panel, we came to conclusion, neither me nor Evelina, we have a ABB huge solutions, a Jacob solutions implemented in Kraków. Isn't it shame on us? It's like, why? What is wrong with us and with the city? Yeah? Why it's so little global companies with local community, and this guy even didn't know that we exist, even though we have offices like 200 meters away from each other. So, any comments, questions?
Thank you. I'm going to make a comment to you, Jakub, but also to all of you. I sense a lot of frustration on your part, trying to get the R&D, and you're talking to the CEOs that are you hoping will implement some of this R&D in Poland. They don't care. They'll come to your meetings, they'll do the whole thing, they'll have a lovely press release that they're having this great meeting, but nothing really comes out of it.
You
It's
don't know the whole
frustrating.
outcome of the
I
job we do.
understand, but from experience, have been a centerhead, the real responsibility is right here. We need to sell this within our companies. Okay, it's up to us because we know who to speak to within the companies. We know who the major players are. We know what the fears are within the company, why we don't want to do certain things, so we know how to navigate. Jakub hasn't got a clue how to navigate our companies, because every single company is different. So what we need to do is you need to educate us more as to what the capabilities are, so then, for example, Przemek can go within ABB and say, okay, this is what Poland is capable of doing. I can speak to this part of my company or this part of my company and try and sell that. It's a completely different. If Przemek comes to me or if Evelina comes to me to sell something, then with Jakub, this is some outsider, some stranger that's trying to sell something versus an insider who understands my company, who has the interest of the company. So it's really up to us to sell these things in order for it to move forward.
All right, thank you. Any comments? No.
Thanks a million, Shevik. So I have to say, I'm absolutely scared, right? So I just got back from Asia. I was in Asia for 2.5 weeks. And I went to the headquarters of Transcend, right, one of the biggest companies in the world. They're the ones who basically developed WeChat, right? So it's completely inside China for China. And there, I mean, we went into their showroom, which is unheard of, right? We managed to get special access because I work for a microchip company these days. And of course, we're one of their suppliers. But the thing is, they're so far ahead of us that it's frightening. I was excited, really excited walking around the showroom and taking pictures, and then told you're not allowed to take pictures. I thought I was going to be taken off with handcuffs. But the thing is, they're so advanced in their technology and the way of integrating that into society that I actually had this, I couldn't sleep that night. Because I thought the whole room was being listened to, and they could probably hear my snoring, and you know, everything is being monitored. So they're talking about the palm print being much better than the thumbprint as a unique kind of part of our basically our body. And this is exactly they're moving to that right now, right? So to pay for the metro or to go downtown and do all your kind of swiping and let's tap will be your palm. So they're already that far ahead. So I think they're kind of so miles ahead that I don't know how we're going to be able to catch up. And do we want to catch up? Because technology can also be extremely daunting. And we have different kind of generations that we need to manage here as well. So I think as fast as possible, as slow as needed. But yeah, the technology is there, but bringing you guys together definitely will bring us a little bit further. But I think we need a sort of a panic room where you go in there and you try to, like another pandemic, not asking for it, but another pandemic, because that advanced technology, like ultra speed. So we need some kind of system like that or some environment like that to kind of help nurture and grow this. But let's be very careful that we don't go too far.
Thank you, Peter.
I think adding from what that gentleman said, and listening to the group that you already have, it's more of a statement / question. Is in terms of the question or the point was we need to understand. One of the sentences was we need to understand the capabilities from the academia. And my point of view is, and connecting with the forums that you already have, I think is a both way or a double direction conversation that needs to happen. It's not just about what capabilities exist, is what capabilities are required. And we had a session with Rakesh, and he was saying, now looking more at the GBS level, it's all about the talent. Yeah, so it's not about anymore just labor arbitrage and process efficiency. It's about the talent, and have a vision for the talent for GBS in Kraków. And my question, ending with my question is there a plan or a current forum that all the GBSs in Kraków would have to have that double direction conversation between my GBS, I'm a GBS lead, I have a vision to expand the scope of my center. I need this specialized, let's say, talent. How are we coordinating that between city, GBSs, and academia?
Let's start from the city, and I will.
Yes, I'll comment. There's no such plan that I know of, but I will have a meeting with our mayor next week, so we'll have a chat about it. But to be honest, I think it's all in this triangle between academia, public, and business, just how to create this strategy for the talent growth, right? Like in terms of universities, in terms of courses, in terms of syllabus, in terms of the quality of living. Like this is what we are responsible for. We are responsible for creating a good quality of living, affordable transportation, green spaces, just to attract people that comes to Kraków. Yes, we'll never be a Silicon Valley, although some call us the Silicon Valley of the Eastern European, Middle European region. But this is what we are working on, just to provide the best quality of living for people, accessible schools. The flats, affordable housing, because nowadays in Kraków, I think that's one of the factors that could discourage talents from coming here is the prices of the apartments, and this is this is very much global economy, more out of our scope. But if we could sit together, maybe ABB could come
what
up
we can
with something.
what we can do as a output from the panel. I believe that this Aspire community is a good place that can convey the message and create the framework of gathering feedback and requests and creating platform for further the discussion. Like, no, this is the expectations from the talent perspective, from the requirements perspective. And then we have a great connections to companies and already existing. And I'm very happy that Jakub decided to come here. Just say, hey, I can give you access to every single institute in Poland. And my question to you guys is, how much you spend money on releasing purchase order for any scientific or maybe less or more scientific work for university through different knowledge transfer companies? How many of you did something like this last year? You see, I would love to, for future forum discussion, I believe this is one of the key, from my perspective, key element to somehow leverage more on our side, not only through internal resources, internal talents, but leveraging the model that already exists in the system. Yeah.
Let me answer to your question, because you ask, do we have an idea for a coordinated effort to how you can grow? And one thing that Rakesh today said is this trend of insourcing, again, things, not outsourcing. But what we do, when we drive to tech company in Poland or in HQ in some Western Europe, we say, guys, we can be outsourced R&D, but virtual. You don't need to build buildings. You don't need to hire people. We have clever scientists and students already on board, and we can do non-core issues. You have your own R&D, and that's cool, but we have this out-of-the-box thinking, and we can add value. And the last thing, and we did, for example, this yesterday in ABB, we give you already 5 proven solutions of how we can cooperate. This is our experience from last 10 plus years as tech transfer generally. So it's not only about one-stop shop that you have this challenge card, so this demand path and supply path from science, but we have impact booster, flexible internships, corporate PhD schools, foresight debates, when we meet, for example, business from one branch and scientists discussing what will be the future, and the outcome for us is the plan of what kind of research should we have at our universities to have results that will help you. Not like, let's create something for nobody. No, let's solve your problems. So we have those processes, and we are ready for this discussion, bringing the whole science together in one room.
I think there is no other way than collab. Like, like great scientists from university, great people that will join the companies to help solve their real problems, which will serve the cities. Like, this is the best way and the only one way that we can do.
Can I have one question, just one sentence, if you can answer, or maybe somebody from the audience. You want to comment?
Just a quick one, yeah. In terms of this knowledge transfer, just to finish with the answer. Yes, this sort of things are happening. I'm a member of the scientific board of Jagiellonian University, which gathers every like half a year, and we decide what sort of competencies are needed in the companies within the next 5 or 10 years. What I noticed, there are no representatives of bigger companies or GBSs from Kraków. So that's the thing that I can push this message to them, just to enlarge the forum.
Okay. The question I had, maybe I can leave you with the discussion. It was, what is the future mega trend you believe we need to consider? We've been talking about, you mentioned Peter Ayers already, but you know, it was like, you know, in late 90s, beginning of 2000, we were talking about moving to the mobile solutions. Then 2010, moving to the cloud. Today, we are discussing AI, some colleagues from IBM, quantum computing. If you have any idea what the not only technology, but social world mega trend we need to watch and potentially implement in Kraków through number of different solutions, then I'm really happy to listen to you. Przemysław Zakrzewski, Pierre, ABB.com or on LinkedIn. I'm very happy to collect all information and hand over to my colleagues. Thank you, Evelina, for this discussion. Jakub and Bartek, thank you for joining me.
I have the pleasure of kind of summarizing this whole thing. Thank you very much. There's one quick thing I'm going to say for the very end. There's one thing we need to kind of understand is each of these organizations has a particular role. It's not for the city to create resources as far as people for you. It's not for the universities to give you graduates that are ready to work in your specific center. That's not the job of those organizations. Our expectation is a little bit unfair. The job of the university is to get us people that can think. Then we will mold them into whatever we need in an organization. The job of the city is to create an environment for these people to live and commute and work and so on. So maybe we're asking the wrong people for the wrong things, and we need to think about that. Thank you no, it's awesome. It's a brilliant panel. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, and have a great lunch.